Antonio, you're a complete sellout. Now, I've read this down in the comments on my YouTube channel, on and off, every time I put out a sponsorship video. It used to bother me. Now, it bothers me maybe just a little bit, but not really. But what does bother me is when I see up-and-coming young creators who want to take their passion, who want to take what they're really good at and be able to make a living doing it, and then they get all worried about this. They really are hesitant to go out there and sell a course or to take on sponsorships, to put in ads, because they don't want to appear to be a sellout. Now, in today's video, that's one of the reasons I'm creating it. Is first off, I want to create this for the up-and-coming young creator who wants to be a leader in his industry but is scared of being called a sellout. So I'm creating this for you. Number two, I'm also wanting to let you guys know about changes that are coming in my channel so that you see this, you understand why this is happening, why I'm making these adjustments, and it's not me selling out. It's simply my channel is changing. And the third thing I want to ask you at the end of this video, if you can help me solve a few problems I'm having with my company, I always appreciate your guys' feedback. So this video has been a long time in the making. I wanted to put out, talk about it for a while. I know Casey Neistat about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, put out a video talking about sellouts, and his video is great. I'm going to link to it down in the description. Go check it out. But recently, my friend Tim put out a course on YouTube on how you can use YouTube to replace your job and make a full-time living. Now, for the last year, I have hired Tim to consult with me one-on-one to help me take my channel to the next level. Most of the time, I actually don't even listen to what he says, but I try. I definitely come to it with, because I'm of the mindset my opinion is always right unless you can show me stats. Tim does a great job of actually breaking into my analytics, showing me little things that I could adjust to be better. But here's the thing. Tim put out a course, and it's well under $300. And I can tell you, having him one-on-one consulting, you're going to pay a lot more than that. But Tim put out this course, and he thought it was a great price because, hey, I understand a lot of people, they can't hire me one-on-one, and I want to reach as many people as possible. People still complained about the price, and they were like, oh, they didn't call him, I didn't see the word sellout, but they were like, $247, LOL, and I'm thinking, gosh, Tim should be charging $1,000 for this course because he has given me tips that I've used and within weeks gotten an extra 1 million views on my channel cumulatively. I mean, you think about that. It really just drives me nuts when I see up-and-coming creators. I see people that are doing amazing things all of a sudden get worried about, feeling like they've sold out. So let's talk about what does it mean to sell out. That's the first thing. So to sell out is to betray your cause for personal advancement. To sell out is not, so if you start to have success and you stay true to your cause and you're making a whole bunch of money, you haven't sold out. You are simply having success. And sometimes the way the market rewards people is with monetary returns. Other times it could be, people measure success very differently. For some people, it's maybe recognition. For some people, maybe it's that they're able to, maybe help advance a cause, something they truly believe in. But you have not sold out if you stay true to your cause. For me, my cause is to help men use clothing as a weapon to get what they want out of life. Nowhere in there do I say that I can't make money or that I shouldn't make money or that, and I truly believe that if someone invests in one of my courses, if they actually come out to my live events, if they actually put skin in the game, they're more likely to actually take action. Hence, one of the reasons I put my courses and the price points that I have for them. Now, actually, I put out some notes because I had a lot of stuff to say in this video. But guys, what I want to stress is it's not bad to make money. And definitely, if you want more on this, I'm not going to go into, I could definitely go down this path. But Peter Thiel, I believe he put out From Zero to One, a great book. Daniel Lappin, he put out a book called Thou Shalt Prosper. I used to have the scarcity mentality, and that's where it's like if you show up at a table, there's only so much food on the table. And if you take more than your fair share, you're obviously taking from other people at the table. But if you look at like that isn't true. You could actually add to the table when you realize that you can just walk over to, the buffet line or to, bring in, throw a whole nother turkey on top, on the table, bring in some vegetables, all of a sudden bring in some rolls. And people are like, wow, you've just doubled to tripled all the food on the table. And it's not about that, grab what I can. It's about, hey, if we actually work together, we can actually, someone maybe brings the silverware, someone else brings some of the dishes. Boom, we can have a huge feast. And that's what I focus on with the abundance mindset. So let me see. Sponsors. Let me talk about this, because so many people, when they fear that they sell out when they take on a sponsor, or all of a sudden they flip on ads. I look at this as a three-way win, because if any of you guys know, I've talked about this. I own the company Menfluential as well, with Aaron Marino and Terry Edelman and Brian Edelman. But what we do over at Menfluential is we vet these sponsors. So all of a sudden, we bring in only the best sponsors that we've tested. We actually, believe me, we turn down a lot of sponsors. So I actually then get someone to come in and pay for the product, for the course, for the video, for the article, for the email, for everything that has to be created and put this stuff out there. We actually pay for that using that money. And then you guys get a product, oftentimes with a discount code that's been tested by someone that you trust. And I look at it as a three-way win. I'm able to, get some pretty cool clothing and get paid for it. You guys are able to get a great deal, oftentimes on clothing that maybe you haven't even heard from. And what was I wrote down the three ways. The company. They actually get, and what's really cool is you work with some of these companies, they're up and coming. They actually weren't maybe doing too well before. Anson Belt and Buckle. I've talked about these guys, but 8 years ago, I discovered this company. I worked with them, and they have been working, steadily for this 6 to 7 years. And boom, they started working with us at Menfluential, and they shot up. They were able to really make. It was good enough. And I remember talking with David and his father and his wife. His wife was able to quit her job and come work and work part-time with the company, but mostly stay at home with their kids. That right there is really what gets me excited about when we're doing this kind of stuff. So, and a lot of people will say, well, obviously you can't be objective if you are getting a sponsorship. Here's the deal. No human being is objective on this planet. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have prejudices. We all have different ways that we look at the world. One thing I can tell you is I didn't really think much of the band collar, and I really didn't when it came to Thai style, when it came to a lot of Chinese style, when it came to Indian clothing, I didn't really know too much about it, so I kind of stayed away from it. Well, I can tell you, because I've been able to now travel throughout Thailand for the last month, I've picked up a lot of clothing. I'm going to be talking about band colors. I'm going to be talking about different types of style. Thai style very much influenced by the Chinese and the Indians, and I'm only able to do this because I've got the monetary means to be able to come here, to meet with tailors, and to be able to bring this information to you guys. So, do you only work with companies that you pay with, or that pay you? That's sometimes. Now I know. Now let me just be straight up. I'm very hesitant to work with a company I don't know a whole lot about, because a lot of them, if they don't have any type of marketing budget, if they're just getting started, I can get burned really bad. One, if I don't actually, sometimes the companies say, oh, well, we can't afford you to even send you a product. I'm like, well, how can I talk about it? Other times they want to send you a product, but they want you to do all this work. I would lose money because I've got to make payroll. What happens is whenever you actually find a great company and you're like, okay, guys, we're going to help you promote this. I believe in this product. Strong Body Apparel, great example. I met those guys about 5 years ago, and I loved what they were doing. They sent me product. They weren't able to actually work with us. They didn't have actually a marketing budget or anything. I talked about them on and off, but it was more of an opportunity play. Now I can tell you I've been doing promotions with them, but I've been wearing their gear for almost, it's been only 4 years, but I can tell you ever since I've had their all-purpose shorts, their shirts, this stuff is freaking phenomenal. This shirt actually is made by Tanny, but Strong Body Apparel, I'm wearing their shorts right now. I'm not going to stand up in this video and show you, but guys, you can see where that's really beneficial. Other times people will say, Antonio, what's that jacket you're wearing? Okay, I wear a lot of Suit Supply, and I don't really always talk about that company, but I can tell you we're working hard to bring them on as a sponsorship. So circle around what I'm saying here is that, most of the companies we work with, we're trying to get them in to be sponsors. And we're going to give the priority to sponsors that I've tested, that actually, can help us run our company well. But we're not afraid to bring in companies that, we've actually got to know. Who is it? Rampley and Company. They've never, paid me for a sponsorship, but they make great pocket squares, all those beautiful pocket squares. I talk about them because they've actually come out to my Menfluential event. I am friends with the founders, and I'm happy to talk about them. And yeah. All right, so let's get on to part 2 about this video, and that's going to be changes that you are going to be seeing at Real Men Real Style. So An interesting thing has happened at Real Men Real Style is that YouTube has become my #1 platform. It used to be my website and all the infographics on that. We were getting, I don't know, like 70,000 people a day to that website. And that website still does great. It gets good traffic. But our YouTube channel is now getting 4 times, 5 times that on a daily basis. And so I had to face the reality that actually YouTube is my winner, is my main platform. I don't really like that sometimes because I don't own YouTube. I mean, I own my website. I own my email list. So that's one of the reasons I'm encouraging you guys to go there, because if I get banned by YouTube, if I ever, throw up some type of controversial I keep this pretty PG because I'd like to think that my son at some point would watch this channel. My daughters will watch this channel. But let's say I get banned. At least, that's always my thought process for, wanting you guys to go over to the Real Men Real Style website, join my email list. And I do keep a lot of content, which I never talk about over there. I've got my infographics, my apps, and all the other stuff. But facing the reality that YouTube is really where it's at with the future of my channel with video advertising, I've tried to become really a lot more entertaining, a bit shorter. If you watch a lot of my older videos, I was very much, I think, like an educator professor, or going into really detailed 15-minute videos. As much as I love those videos, and I will create those, I keep those in my courses nowadays. But one of the reasons I got away from those is that, well, honestly, people weren't watching them. I mean, it's as much as I know some of my older fans love this stuff. And that's where maybe some people feel I sold out because, hey, all of a sudden I started creating 7-minute videos. I went from 15 minutes to 7 minutes, although many people say I should go down to 3 minutes. I try to compile as much in there. Yes, and this is another thing, clickbait. I know that people are saying, Antonio, you went total clickbait on me. But here's the deal. And what is the definition of clickbait? I actually wrote this down. Clickbait is a negative term describing web content that's aimed at generating online advertising revenue, especially at the expense of quality or accuracy, relying on sensationalist headlines or eye-catching thumbnails. Now, clickbait is considered bad by people if it links you to something that you didn't expect. That's called a bait and switch. And we hate that. I hate that. But as companies like Upworthy have shown, if you actually, because when the reality is I do compete against BuzzFeed. I compete against all these other platforms out there for your limited attention. And I know, I believe in what we're putting out here. Every video I put out, I believe in what I talk about. There isn't a video I've ever taken down for, because I didn't, I looked at it and I was like, I can't believe I did that or I said that. That's never happened. Because every time I talk about a company, every time I talk about a subject, I believe in what I'm talking about. I may actually turn out to be wrong at some point. I'm only human, but it's something that I'm going to stand behind. So knowing that, I have no problem using, a little bit of clickbait, but using it in a positive manner. Upworthy, and actually some of this research, they've shown research that people don't actually mind when it sends them to something that's positive, that can change their life for the better. And I'm betting, I am putting my name on the line that if you actually follow through, take action with the things I talk about on my channel, your life will be improved. Your life will change for the better. So let's go. Oh, relationships with other creators. So that's one thing you're going to see. And if you've gone over, I don't know if any of you guys follow Valuetainment, Patrick Bet David, I went down to Dallas, met with him. Great guy, very interesting company. And I agreed to do a 10-part video series, which I will link to down in the description. You can go check out over on their channel. But I'm going to start to do that. I've been traveling around actually here in Thailand. I met up with some people. I've also, when I get back to the United States, I'm going to be in Los Angeles. I'm going to go out to Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm going to be in Denver, Colorado. I'm going to go out to Palm Springs for ClamorCon. But my events in Atlanta, Menfluential. Actually, now it's called Menfluential Conference. We are going to have a Menfluential Europe, it looks like. So one of the reasons I do these events and I get there early is so that I can do joint videos with other creators. So that's going to be a big thing. You're going to see me not just bring in guys from the men's style niche. I'm going to anything that has to do with business communication, anything that has to do with grooming, anything that has to do with fragrance, anything that has to do with overall you becoming a better man. So don't, if I bring on a productivity guru, don't, be surprised, because I know that, all of that is related to you becoming the man you know yourself to be. All right. So finally, my request from you. So if you like my information, if you find it, good, if you enjoy these videos, make sure next to the subscribe button, there's like a bell. Go ahead and click on that and make sure that you're getting our updates on when the videos are coming out. Now, just to let you know, we have another Pocket Square giveaway coming out. And if a lot of you guys missed it, we had, I think, like 200 Pocket Squares last time on our first run that we gave away completely for free. Yes, you had to pay for shipping and handling. Come on. It's like, but these were amazing linen Pocket Squares that were just beautiful. Now we've got some silk, and it's going to be silk it's a navy Pocket Square with a dot pattern on it, white dot. It's going to be silk. Beautiful Pocket Square, very classic, and I've got 500 of them. But I will tell you, those will be gone in less than 24 hours. So that's why I encourage you guys. I'm trying to figure out ways to encourage you to get the email notifications, because when you watch the video in the first 24 hours, first couple hours, what happens is the video velocity is measured by YouTube, and this helps me rank better, bring more people to our channel, and it just helps with the health overall of the channel. Of course, when you like, when you comment, and when you share, that stuff is really useful. Finally, if you know of anyone that would love to work with me if you're looking, anyone that does, they go through and they create thumbnails. I need help creating better and, more interesting thumbnails here on YouTube. I need help with men's style riders. Or if you see a problem at Real Men Real Style and you're like, Antonio, I can come in and solve that problem. I'm probably looking to talk with you. So I'm going to put a form down in the description of this video. So guys, that's it. As always, thank you very much for being a supporter. I'm running out of light here. I'm probably glowing here because I think the light of my computer is now lighting up my face. But no, gentlemen, really appreciate you. Everything that we've done here, it's because of the community. Make sure to let me know in the comments what do you think of this video. If you've got any questions, I'll try to answer them. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.